OdeeLoccSportsInfo here, back with another stream for you guys. Yeah, y'all, hit that like, subscribe, bell icon so y'all can be notified when your boy drop this reel, because y'all know OdeeLoc keeps it real. Let's get into this video, you guys. Let's get into this video. So, Canelo Alvarez, right? People are saying that Canelo Alvarez, he can go up to heavyweight and beat some heavyweights, right? And I want to know, which heavyweight can he beat? This is a man who had problems stopping people at 154, right? He had problems stopping people at 154. But now he can go all the way up to heavyweight, right? And beat some heavyweights? Well, according to Malik Scott, who is Deontay Wilder's trainer, right? He thinks so. He thinks, since he's, sparring Frank Sanchez, right? He feel like that he can go up to heavyweight. Now let's go to the article. Let me share the article of Malik Scott saying that Canelo Alvarez can go up to heavyweight and beat some heavyweights. Here you go. Deontay Wilder's trainer says Canelo Alvarez can beat the heavyweights. And let's see what he said. He said Alvarez may not have the biggest physical frame, but Deontay Wilder's trainer, Malik Scott, has given the pound-for-pound king a chance. In a chat with ES News, Scott said, I think there's heavyweights Canelo can beat. It depends on what heavyweight he is in with. Because from what I've been hearing, he is actually sparring Frank Sanchez. So, Malik Scott, sit on down, man. So just because Canelo Alvarez is sparring Frank Sanchez, he can beat heavyweights now? This is getting out of hand with this guy, man. It's getting out of hand. Okay, if he can beat heavyweights, why haven't he fought Boo Boo Andrade? Right? He can beat heavyweights. Why haven't he took on Jamal Charlo? Right? He can beat heavyweights, but he lost to Triple G. Yeah, I said it. Yes, he lost to Triple G. They just gave him the nod. Both fights, in my opinion. He lost both fights against Triple G. Right? But he can go up to heavyweight and beat heavyweights. And you know why they saying this? You know why the people are saying this? Because they know that he's on some shit. Right? The only way that you will give Canelo a chance to go up to heavyweight and beat a heavyweight is if he's on some shit. Canelo Alvarez was barely knocking out 154 pounders. What the fuck are we talking about? Now he can go way up to heavyweight and be a threat. And actually be a threat. But he can't take on Boo Boo Andrade. Right? He can't take on Jose Benavidez. He can't take on Benavidez. He can't take on Charlo. He lost to Triple G. I don't care what nobody say. They just gave him the nod because he's the payday. Yes, he lost to Triple G. But he can go all the way up to heavyweight now? This is why Deontay Wilder, he need to really analyze Malik Scott. Right? Because if he's saying ridiculous shit like this, it's like, Malik, I don't know what you on, bro. What are you on, Malik? So I'm a Canelo fanboy too? You a Canelo fanboy, Malik Scott, the trainer of Deontay Wilder, you actually saying that he can go up to heavyweight and be a factor just because he's sparring Frank Sanchez? That doesn't mean that Frank Sanchez is, being aggressive with him, right? Just because he's sparring somebody doesn't mean that that person is really hitting them with all their force, right? They could just be working on stuff. So just because he's sparring Frank Sanchez, Malik Scott, he can go up to heavyweight and be a factor. But the last time I checked, Usyk just called him out, right? Alexander Usyk just called him out, and what'd he do? He don't want that fight at cruiserweight. At cruiserweight, but he can go up to. Man, these Canelo fans, man, this shit is getting out of hand. It's getting really out of hand. And this is why he can do this stuff, because he's on the shit. Because he's on the juice. He's on that clenbuterol, and that shit got him feeling like Superman. It got him feeling like Superman. Right? And his fans, they ain't gonna hold him accountable. But if it was Boo Boo Andrade taking that shit, right? If it was Jose Benavidez taking that shit, right? If it was Jamal Charlo, if it was Triple G, if it was shit like anybody else taking that shit, they would be trashing their ass. They will be all over them. Oh man, but why do Canelo need to fight him, man? He's on taking clenbuterol. Why do Canelo need to fight him, man? He's on the juice. That would be another excuse for Canelo not to fight him, right? This is what I say. This is what I say to all the boxers, right? Since Canelo, he can get away with that shit, why don't y'all do it? Fuck it. Do it. Right? Why don't y'all go get on the juice and let's see how Canelo handle you when you got more stamina, just like him. Right? When you got more energy in the 10th round, just like him. Let's see how Canelo handles that. Right? Let's make it fair. So if Canelo, he can take it, y'all go and take it. Right? Because it's a crooked ass sport anyway. It's a crooked ass sport. And this is obvious. It's a crooked sport. Yeah, 5'7" and beat a heavyweight. Come on, man. Man, like, it's ridiculous. This is getting out of hand with Canelo Alvarez and his fans. Even Malik Scott is fanboying for this man, right? And he's a trainer of a heavyweight. And he's a trainer of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and he making stupid ass comments like this. Oh, just because he's sparring Frank Sanchez, man, Frank Sanchez is probably taking the easiest hell on Canelo. They working on stuff, right? This clenbuterol got him feeling like Superman, man. It got him really feeling invincible. Then the crazy thing about it is that his fans, they know he own this shit, right? They know he own it. Everybody in the boxing community know he's on this shit. But they still going around praising this guy. He can go up to heavyweight and beat heavyweights now? What the fuck is going on? He could barely knock out people at 154 before he was on the shit. Right? Before he was taking clenbuterol, he was barely stopping people at 154. He was barely stopping people at 160 before he was on the shit. And then as soon as he get on this clenbuterol, right? As soon as the WBC, they raise the levels of this shit, all of a sudden Canelo getting stoppage, right? He getting stoppages over Kovalev. He getting stoppages over Plant. He getting just stoppages now, right? He can stop everybody now. Yep, he can stop them all. Yeah, he can move up to heavyweight. He can stop a heavyweight. Come on, man. This is, man, boxing is in a horrible place, man. It's in a horrible place, man. Horrible. Horrible. People are literally praising a cheater. People are putting a cheater as number one pound for pound on their list. People is praising this guy. I can't damn, it's like boxing is, man, I know that the Mexican fan base is, is the biggest fan base that's in boxing, right? They support their people. I understand this. But you should be able to call a spade, because if it was somebody else, if it was another fighter, right? Let's just say if it was a black fighter that was on that shit and they wanted to fight Canelo, right? What would the fans say? What would these boxing fans say? Oh no, he don't deserve a fight with Canelo. He's on the juice. He's on the juice. He don't fight. Man, he's a cheater. He's a cheater. He don't deserve a fight with Canelo. He's on the juice. Meanwhile, he can just get away with this shit. Malik Scott come out with stupid ass statements saying he can move up to heavyweight, beat heavyweights, right? Even his team came out and said, "Yeah, like we think that Canelo he can move up to heavyweight and beat a head." It's man, boxing is in a dark place, man. A very, very dark place, y'all. But I just wanted just to get this information out there, that these trainers and that these boxing fans, they think he can move up to heavyweight now, right? They think he can move up to heavyweight. But Canelo, take your ass to heavyweight if you want to. I dare you. I dare you to go to heavyweight. I triple dog dare you. Mm-hmm. Going on up there, right? Because your ass gonna be laid the fuck out. It don't matter about how much clenbuterol you taking, none of that shit. Because them heavyweights, they gonna get your ass out of there in 1, 2, 3 rounds. It's not gonna be able to go the distance. You're not gonna be able to, to run around the fucking ring. No, they're gonna corner your ass and they're gonna hit you with heavy shots, bro. Heavy shots. And you're gonna go down and you're gonna be stretched out on the fucking mat. And then everybody gonna, oh man, he should have never moved up to heavyweight. Oh, yeah, exactly. He should have never took his ass up there. Y'all should have never pumped up his fucking head to make him think that he can go there and be a factor, right? With any top level heavyweight. He can't be a factor with nobody at heavyweight, right? He better be, man, he better hope that he can compete at cruiserweight, right? He better hope that he can compete at cruiserweight, man, because one of them guys touch him, flush on the chin. We're going to see how his ass going to be, reacting. Let's see if he do the stanky leg. Smiling in the corner, out cold. Like, it's exactly. Exactly. He's going to be laid the hell out, punch quote, stretched out, right? Then his fans, oh man, he should have never went to heavyweight. He should have just stayed in water. Yeah. Take his ass up there if he want to. Go. I triple dog dare you, Canelo. Go to heavyweight. I dare you. I dare you. Because even one of the mediocre heavyweights is going to give your ass problems. Even the mediocre ones is going to give you problems, bro. Period. Your punching power is not going to translate up there. It's not going to go up there. It's not. Right? You pushing the limit with 175. The only reason that you stopped Kovalev is because stamina. Facts. Kovalev was tired. He was tired. He was more tired than beat up. He was tired. And since you own the shit, you had more energy than him at that point. So you was able to drop him because he's tired. His legs are weak. You got more energy. Your legs are more stronger. You can put more force behind a punch. Simple. Simple. Right? You was pushing it at 175. Oh, but Kovalev, he also, oh shit, I didn't even know he had two rehydration clauses. Come on. So you weight drain the man. This is ridiculous. So you weight drain him, then you own the shit. It's it's no way he was gonna win. It's no way he was gonna win that damn fight, especially his age, right? He's an older fighter. They and before the fight, they put a 2 rehydration clauses on him. 2? This is crazy. But they go around and they praise this guy. I don't understand it. I can't get this shit through my head. This guy was caught on Clenbuterol. When he got caught, the WBC, they said, okay, what can we do, so he can keep on using this stuff, right? So he can keep on using it and we can, we can make him better, a better athlete, right? We can enhance his endurance, enhance his performance, his stamina. Sorry, morning and wait before the fight. Okay. Come on, man. Right. So we can do all this and we can make Canelo Alvarez be this star. Right? And it's all manufactured. It's all manufactured. It's all manufactured. This man is come on. He's using, do I have to show y'all guys again? He's using something that gives you more stamina, more endurance, that helps you burn fat but not damage muscle, right? And he's using something that bodybuilders, other athletes, and gym enthusiasts are using. This is a fact. But he's pound for pound number 1. How? How? But this is the logic that people use nowadays. Boxing is in a horrible place when people are putting known cheaters as pound for pound number 1. When they putting a known cheater, a guy who getting away with stuff that other boxers don't do, as pound for pound number 1. And this go for Hispanic fans, black fans, Asian fans. It got all these channels, right? Oh, Canelo can never be pound for pound number 1. He can never be. In my book, he can never be that. Ever, ever, ever. It is what it is, man. But for Malik Scott to say, this is Deontay Wilder trainer. Deontay Wilder need to think about this guy now, right? No, he don't, right? Because they both delusional as hell, right? They both delusional as hell, so they probably a perfect fit, right? Because we already know that Deontay Wilder, he delusional as hell, right? And Malik Scott, he just as delusional. So, yeah, Wilder, he don't need to get nobody else. He got his perfect match, right? He got his perfect yes man right there. Malik Scott. the yes man of the year. You feel what I'm saying? But for him to say some stupid stuff like this, I would question his training, right? I would question his mind. I'd be like, bro, what are you talking about? Canelo cannot come up here and deal with none of us. If he come up here, he getting his ass knocked out. Period. He getting knocked out. It ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. Punch quote, like Wood TV said, Wilder and Scott twerk team. Exactly. They made for each other. They two peas in a pod, right? They two peas in a pod. One is the scarecrow, right? One is the scarecrow, and one is the Tin Man. Wilder the scarecrow, and Malik Scott is the Tin Man. Because when y'all seen when he fought Louis King Kong Ortiz, did y'all see that fight when he fought Ortiz? He was running around the ring, scared as hell. Scared as hell, just falling off anything. That's how you know he took a dive for Wilder, right? Right? And he was trying to take a dive for Louis King Kong Ortiz, but Ortiz just was fucking him up though. But it had certain punches in that fight. Go and look at the fight that Louis King Kong Ortiz, he barely touched him, and Malik Scott was going down. Right? He wanted to take a dive. He's the dive man. Malik Scott is the dive man. He will take a dive for the PBC. Come on, man. Now, this is why Wilder wanted him as a trainer, because Wilder like, okay, if he'd take a dive for me, right? Shit, he a yes man. That means he want to further my career, right? Man, he took a dive for me, like we've been buddies, we've been buddy old pal, old friends. We both delusional as hell. So, man, it is what it is, man. Boxing is in a horrible place. People are putting Canelo in the heavyweight division now. Now he can beat up heavyweights. A flat-footed guy who was barely knocking out people at 154 can go way up to heavyweight and start beating fighters. Right? And start beating people. And people, they think he can do this because they know he's on the shit. This is the only reason why people, they feel like that he can go up to heavyweight and do this shit, because they know for a fact Canelo is on the shit. It's no other reason logically to think that he can go up to heavyweight and beat any fucking body. Think, people. This shit is crazy. Okay, man, he could go up to heavyweight now, man. He could beat any. It's like, man, like this. Boxing is in a dark place, y'all. A very, very, very dark place. People are praising duckers and cheaters. People are praising Instagram, celebrities. Instead of them getting in the ring, they praising these guys who be on Instagram. They praising guys who tweet a lot. Come on, man. We got all these managers, all these promoters. We got all these motherfuckers they became accountants overnight, right? They want to tell another man what to take. Come on, man. Like, boxing is in a fucked up, horrible place, man. Grown men trying to tell another grown man what he should take when he taking punches to the fucking face. You not. Think about that. That's like somebody trying to tell you what to take at your job when you know your worth. Come on, man. Another grown man trying to tell you, oh, no, man, like, you shouldn't take that. Man, now, you ain't even worth $25 an hour, bro. You ain't worth that, man. Like, you only worth $20 an hour. What? How the fuck you sound? Come on. This is what boxing has came to. Promoters, managers, accountants, motherfuckers, they think they know about the business. Like you don't know shit about boxing business. Shit, right? Nothing about boxing business. You want to be a businessman. Since you got a YouTube channel, you done turned into an accountant. Since you got a YouTube channel, you done turned into a manager. You can negotiate fights through YouTube now. Right? You can negotiate fights through Twitter, through Instagram. You can negotiate a fight through, that way now. They don't do it in the back room no more. They just do it on Twitter and Instagram and, YouTube. Man, it's a bunch of clowns on this YouTube stuff now, y'all. It's a bunch of clowns. They don't want to see fights. They not real boxing fans, right? Most of these guys are basketball and football fans. Yeah, I'm talking about the black ones. That's, most of these channels, right, who speak about boxing, they love basketball and football more than boxing. I love boxing more than I love football and basketball. See, you see the difference? You see the difference? Boxing is my first sport. Basketball and football be their first sport. And then they will chime in on boxing. They got full boxing channels. Full boxing channels. Full boxing channels. But they talk about, a lot of other stuff than boxing. A lot of other stuff than boxing. Me, I just talk about boxing. Right? Because that's what my channel was based off of. Boxing. Boxing is my first love. I love boxing. That's the first sport I choose over basketball and football. But it is what it is, y'all. Thank you, you guys who was in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hit that noti bell so you can be notified when I drop this reel, because y'all know OdeeLoc keeps it real. But one more thing. For people to think that Canelo can go up to heavyweight and be a factor, I want y'all to think about this. For people to think that Canelo can go up to heavyweight and be a factor, they know he's on the shit. They know Canelo on that shit. And they giving him a pass. They know he on it. And they giving him a pass. It is what it is. I'm gone, y'all. Peace.